Hi, my name is Casey Johnson with ITG. We are team OIG Audit Automation. We are in the business case track. My role on the team was I was the product owner and architect. Here we have Andrew Lawler.
I spearheaded the service portal implementation and the import of AngularJS material into the project.
And we have Marco.
I was in charge of some of the portal navigation and reporting.
Hi, I'm John. I was in charge of data load and data migration.
Okay.
I'm Terry, so I wrote the machine learning and natural language processing backend.
For our hackathon entry, we focused on waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. Specifically, we focused on waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare, Medicaid, which represents $1.2 trillion in grants and new contracts awards every year. The data that we leveraged was we got grants and contracts awards from usaspending.gov, publicly available data, and then we grabbed previous audit information from oversight.gov. The underlying theme that we were going for was to make the auditors more efficient and be able to do more with less. And we do that through increasing the throughput and leveraging the ServiceNow platform. Our application had three main objectives. One was to prioritize a list of grants and contract awards so that the auditors can more efficiently pick which ones they want to focus on. Two, we wanted to focus on the audits themselves to make sure as they're filling out the audit, they can see relative or other audits from the past that are relevant to the audit that they're filling out. And three, with those relevant audits, we wanted to be able to allow the auditor to copy paste that language into the new audit, which is critical because it ensures that the audit language is already legally approved and can increase the efficiency of not only the auditors, but also the lawyers reviewing that information. The key business benefits, one, are by leveraging the ServiceNow platform, if we can increase the efficiency and throughput just by even a little bit on this set of data, we can get more money back to our taxpayers. That $1.2 trillion, the amount that we can get back, can increase year over year. Two, the contract, the government regulation is for all inspector generals. There are 73 inspector generals. If we can show in this one use case that our ServiceNow application can make it more efficient, that same application could theoretically be deployed at the other 72 inspector generals. This will standardize the audit process across the government, which will allow for reporting to be more easily achieved and ensure that in the future the data of the audit is in a structured form, which will allow us to more easily leverage that data to, again, achieve greater efficiency for the auditors. The business problem we're trying to solve is really to marry the audit information that's available in unstructured data in PDFs kind of scattered around oversight.gov with the grants data. Today, those two pieces of information are separate, and we're leveraging the ServiceNow platform to show how we can bring those two pieces of data together, operationalize them, and allow auditors to be more efficient to deliver higher throughput and recover more money for the taxpayer.
All right, so we integrated with a third-party backend for predictive analytics. On the ServiceNow side, we went very heavy with the service portal. We created a fully custom UI. We actually imported AngularJS material, which is Google's UX library. It allowed us to create a very compelling, mobile-friendly experience for the user.
And from a third-party backend perspective, we use natural language processing techniques and predictive analytics in a long short-term memory model to provide a score to the front end so that when users enter information about an audit, it will take that information, pass it to the back end, provide a score so that users can actually look up information on prior audits. And from that information, they can cut and paste in to the ServiceNow platform for audits.
All right, on the challenge front, initially we faced a few challenges integrating the third-party predictive modeling APIs. We were able to get that up and running pretty quickly. On the UI front, we faced some initial challenge importing AngularJS material into the service portal. We think that the effort was worth it because we've created a very compelling user experience with that. We also faced a lot of challenges with the unstructured data we're getting from usaspending.gov, as well as presenting that unstructured data in a clean way to the user.
Okay, so you can see here's our dashboard page for our Smart Audit application. You can see I have 3 main sections: reports, awards, and audits. We can go ahead and go look at the awards. These are the contracts or grants that we loaded into the system that we got from usaspending.gov. We have a list here, and they are prioritized in critical order. We can go ahead and click on a single grant, view the amount, and the award can go ahead and start the audit. So one thing that we can do right here is this is the summary section. We can go ahead and enter some text. Immediately after entering that text, we're getting a score back. We have hit our predictive machine learning model. It has suggested these 3 previous audits are relevant. We can go ahead and look through them and see the data. Now we can actually take some of this data and go ahead and copy the scope in, sections successfully added, which achieves our 3 objectives for our application. You can see it's copied in over here. So let's go back home. We can also look at all of our audits that we've loaded into the system and view audit detail page for that audit. And finally, we can go ahead and come look at the report. And you can see we're trying to visualize the data to help the end user, the auditor, be more efficient, to have greater throughput for their process.